fast, just slow. Aim at Jamie's hunters run the show. No pressure, just profits. Young ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it. Plus we got free prizes every week. Honey Dare, we got the help if you need it. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. The Honey Dare, check in with us. Honey Dare, yeah.
Ooh, honey dare yo. I'm back here dancing.
I'm not. I am smiling though. If that helps, folks.
Because you're watching me dance in the backstage, right?
That's right. Yes, absolutely. That's right. Right, as we say. Right, mates. So I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm pretty sure you got into the watching the Super Bowl last night. I even had friends from Australia going, "How's your Super Bowl?" I'm like, "It's not mine." It's not my Super Bowl. It's a big thing over here in America, and we actually don't even call it. Oops, I've got a there it is. We don't actually even call it. What do you guys call it? NFL?
Football?
Football? Yeah, football. Okay. We actually call it gridiron. We don't call it football. We call it gridiron. That's what we do. So, cool. And that's because for whatever reason in Australia, when we first heard about it and looked at it, we saw the field marked up like a gridiron barbecue, mate. That's what it is. So yeah, there was a lot of fun for you folks that enjoyed it. For those of you who didn't watch it and just watched the halftime show like my wife did, I'm sure you got a lot of joy out of it as well. And that's it. What is enticing for one is not necessarily enticing for another. So the Super Bowl was a big thing for most of America. Yet when I went grocery shopping, there was no one on the roads, and there was very few people in the shops. But there was still other people out doing other things. It didn't stop for everyone. So
you know what's funny? Yesterday. Just to interrupt you real quick, yesterday, Evan's fam was also taking advantage of the empty stores.
Oh, that's cool. Anyway, I'm not sure.
Sorry,
So hey, welcome here. We're going to be unlocking. The subject is unlocking yes, transforming maybe in the action, and something to be aware of is not everybody is going to relate to the way you think that you relate to everything. And a lot of this comes from your childhood behavior related to your ancestral scripts, where you're actually learning a behavior and connecting it to your survival script that's passed down through the genetic lineage. What that actually means is that your association with the word yes and your association with the word no gets connected to survival as a small child. Basically, when you hear the word yes, as a child, you knew that it was reward associated. When you heard the word no, you actually heard it was punishment associated. So, and punishment was related to survival of life and death for a lot of children, the way they responded to it. So as you got older, there's a few other steps between that, but also when you get older, you still have that fear of getting a no, so you're afraid to make an offer. That's the biggest psychological tripstone that people have in sales. They're afraid of getting a no because the no meant punishment as a child. And they're afraid to say yes because they learn a little bit later on that when they say yes, there were hidden obligations. Can I go to the party on Friday night? Yes. if you mow the lawn, clean the bread, paint the house, and feed the chooks. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. But now that I've said something and I've said that I've wanted something, there's hidden obligations. And a lot of ladies learn this when they're like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner? Maybe a movie? There are hidden obligations or expectations.
Like the amount of dates that I went on where I was like, no, I'll pay for my own. Because I just didn't want to be obligated. I wasn't sure if I liked the guy yet. So it's like, I didn't want to feel that obligation, So that does happen. So I love that you said that there's an obligation. Women that have been on dates feel that same obligation.
They do. And everyone does. Everyone learns that at different points in time. So basically, we have a psychological association with the word yes and with the word no. That's derived from a survival understanding from the midbrain, our mammalian brain, that we learn as a child. And then we taught ourselves behavior to circumnavigate those uncomfortable moments. And that circumnavigation has a title, and it's called maybe. So what happens is we've learned in a decision-making system, the word maybe can help us. Now, there's 4 different types of personality types, and there's one personality type that says maybe for everything, regardless if inside they think yes or no, because they need that time. This is 25% of the planet. So if you're talking to a room, you're doing a sales pitch to a whole room, 25% of that room, their first response is maybe, or give me time. I need to think about it. That's their first response. And then another 50% of the room, they're like, oh, maybe. Let me think. Yeah, they go to the habit of maybe created from their childhood. And then only 25% of that room is either a yes or no person. So 75% of that room has a habit of maybe or not right now, connected to their survival as a child. So how do we overcome that? Here's the interesting thing in regards to the mammalian brain, the center brain, the brain that actually is making our decisions. We make our decisions from our midbrain. Then we go ahead and oops, my computer's gone sideways. Then we go ahead and make decisions emotionally, justifying them logically. So what's really making the decisions when we're in most situations, all situations, is coming from the midbrain, the mammalian brain inside the head. So that brain actually doesn't use words. So yes, no, maybe. It's not hearing what you say. The intent behind the words is more important than the actual words themselves. So how you feel about the word yes and how you feel about the word no reads a lot more than what you say in your presentation, how you actually feel, how confident you are. Our mammalian brain pays a whole lot less attention to our words because it's really focusing on our energy expressed through our intention and emotions. It's your intentions and your emotions that are going to drive that audience to a yes or no. And if you have a limitation with saying yes, then you're conveying emotionally, and your intention is to not accept a yes because you won't give a yes. So you really have to become comfortable in yourself with saying the word yes and realizing the word no can be said without consequence. You have to create a balance in both of those to really change the energy in yourself that you are sharing with either one person, a small crowd, or a huge audience. It doesn't matter the number of people. It still reads super clear to every single person. So if our body language is not in alignment with what we're saying, because we have a hidden fear of saying yes ourselves and a hidden fear of hearing the word no ourselves, our body language is going to convey that, and will come across on stage as incongruent and non-believable. And that means they can't trust you. And remember, a sale happens because someone likes and trusts you. So this connects deeply into the trust issue for the people that are observing you. So your intention times your emotion equals your energy, and everything's energy. You can feel energy. You can see energy. You can actually feel everybody holding their breath at the closing end of the football game last night. You know, there's like 3 minutes left, and the Taylor Swift's team's losing. That's how I know them. There's the Taylor Swift team, and there's the other team. That's how my niece described it to me, and I'm like, of course, she was going for the Taylor Swift team. So you can actually feel everybody holding their breath. So yeah, it's an energy that you can feel.
Awesome. Yeah. So one of the things you said, like way back, you said something about we say the word maybe and we think it's going to help us. But what you didn't finish that sentence and say it actually doesn't help you, because even when we think we're holding off a decision, we're still making a decision, and that doesn't give us more yeses in our own life, right? And somebody said my maybe actually meant let's see how you behave for a while, and that will determine the final answer. Yeah, that sometimes that is the maybe, sometimes that is the case, but very often we think we're saying maybe because we're holding off on making the decision. But then a decision is still being made and we're missing opportunities. That's what's happening. Yeah, often a sale is a transfer of enthusiasm. I like that. That's great.
Hey, very well put, Damien. I like that.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so a lot of the time, thank you, Amy. That's a great recap there about the word maybe. What you said is like, well, I don't want to make a decision right now, so I'm giving you the word maybe. Yet that is a decision. That is a stop. That is a block. That is a pause. That is a congestion of energy. Everything's on hold. It's like, oh. And true success is where there's a natural flow of energy. Rivers, creeks, wind, sunlight, there's waveform. Everything is in flow until it solidifies into a particle, and then the particle becomes matter, which creates your experience. Yet, if you can be more in flow, you'll have a lot more success. That's going a little tangenty, but
But I think what was really important there too was just that the energy of it, like the intention and the energy. And so, like if we're skeptical of everything, people are going to be skeptical of us. If we're saying no to everything, people are going to say no to us. The way you get more yeses in your life is you say yes more often. That's how we get more yeses.
Absolutely. Saying yes to absolutely everything. And it's truly possible. It's a change in behavior. And if you think about it, it's when you start to say yes to everything, you actually become a confident adult rather than the scared child that you've been living most of your life.
That's true.
Yeah. Hi, Maria. Thank you very much for dropping by. Greatly appreciate it.
And how do they say, Jamie, how do they say yes to everything when they really don't want to say yes to the thing?
A lot of people have fear of saying yes to everything. There's a magic caveat that you add to the word yes that gets you out of all situations. You can say yes to absolutely everything and still maintain authority and control. And that's simply by adding the word and. Yes, and. For example, Doesn't matter what is said. When you say yes and, you're allowing the acceptance and the flow. We call it sales Tai Chi or communication Tai Chi. You take it in, yes, and give it back. So you can always be leading in the way. For example, hey, Jamie, give me $1 million right now? Yes. And after you've supplied me with $2 million of marketing budget, I will greatly be able to create $1 million for you. So it doesn't matter what anybody says, you still go, yes, and you don't have to use the actual words, yes, and it's the intention. Like, okay, sure, let's look at that after we do XYZ. You're yes anding the situation. And as each of you frequently do, shake your head yes as you're asking the decision maker to say yes. Yeah, in body language, this is a yes and this is a no, almost universally around the world. There are a couple of little cultures that are different, but usually universally around the world, you'll see somebody go yes. And talking about the body language aspect, while this is one of the biggest things for you when you're in sales, when you're talking about something and someone does a lip compression, that's withheld information typically. So if they're going, they may agree, but there's something they also don't agree, or there's something they also want to say. So pay attention for when people compress their lips in regards to when you're talking about it, because just seeing a photo of a lip compressed is not the same as
Great
when it
question.
happens.
Great question. So Jesse Oakley is saying, is there a difference between yes and no but? Yes and yes and. So the biggest difference is they're still really essentially saying the same thing. And when you say yes and instead of no but, if you say no but, you're negating the person and you're blocking, and it stops all communication and it shuts down communication. So if somebody is talking to you and they're objecting to your product and you say no, but you have to understand it does this and this and this and this, the minute you say no but, the other person has shut you off and they're not going to hear anything you say at that point on. Yes, however, you can say yes, however.
Yep, that's a variation of yes and. That's really great. So
Yeah.
just to talk a little bit more on what Amy's saying, the no but. Remember, everything is energy, and energy is communication, consciously and subconsciously or unconsciously. When you say no, when you say the word but, you actually block the flow of energy. You stop it. So even the intention is similar with yes and, or oh, yes, and I'll take care of your dogs once I have a place to keep them in a backyard. If you say, no, but I would love to take care of your dogs, but I don't have a backyard, that energetically, even though the overall context is kind of the same, someone's asked you to look after the dogs and you are denying that opportunity because of circumstances. That concept's still the same. The energy is different. The yes and is coming from a position of support for the other person. The no but stops that support and talks about you and your problems. It actually creates a disconnect energetically. Another thing for you folks out there, try to use the word yet, Y-E-T, instead of but. Only use the word but strategically for a person to disconnect from what was previously said. An example of that in a sales conversation would be like, this product's not for everyone, but if you're intelligent and you like to have a good deal, then let's have a chat. By saying this is not for everyone, but what the brain hears is, whoa, it's not for everyone, but I'm not everyone. Don't you tell me it's not for me. Let me decide if it's for me. So you can use the word but strategically for people to deliberately disregard what you previously said. Using the word yet allows for a flow of communication and to be energetically connected. I'm sitting on my yet. I bet you are, Foz.
Yeah, and the other comment that I had popped up there, and it said, and as each of you do, shake your head yes as you're asking the decision maker to say yes. Exactly. Yeah. But I really loved I'm sitting on my yet.
I'm sitting on my yet. Which reminds
good.
me of oops. I went to
We
like
are going to spin a prize
comment.
wheel. We are going to spin a prize wheel at the end of this, by the way.
Oh, we are. That's right. For everybody that responded, got a chance of this
Perfect.
beautiful Christmas quilt, queen size set.
Queen size Christmas quilt.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody out there that's already heard about the prize and the opportunity and responded. You've all got entries into the prize wheel. Congratulations. And we will be doing more of these. So, woohoo. I'll let Amy explain a little bit more about that later on. So yeah, basically, the main concept we want you to understand here is that every single person on the planet, and some of them have it more, some of it have it less, everybody has it. And that is a psychological barrier to their success based on the simple phraseology no, the simple phraseology yes. Those two words have had a childhood association that habits were created around for survival as you became older. And most people need to break that habit, and that is by being comfortable with saying yes often. So yes becomes a part of your vocabulary. Yes becomes a part of your environment. Yes becomes an energy people feel from you. This is a yes person. This is a make something happen person. This is a person I can trust person. This is a yes person. You become more comfortable with the word yes. And you will see a change in your sales results. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I am still trying to pull up this link here.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. My computer is just like running super slow, and I can't get into. I haven't been able to get on our CRM, but I can get onto the prize wheel. So that is
that's good.
Yeah, but we have an event coming up. I did post a link in How to Sell from Stage. You guys can sign up there and get notified of the event coming up for March 20th. So we've got 3 professional comedians. We've got Tom Cotter, Carrie Louise, and Craig Gass. And in just an hour and a half, you guys are going to get to learn why humor is the master key to charisma, influence, and sales. You're going to captivate and connect, turn every word into a memorable moment with humor, skyrocket sales, make every pitch win hearts and deals with laughter. Charisma will be unleashed, magnify your influence with the magic of humor, and creativity and calm, sparking innovation and a stress-free workplace and environment through laughter. So we're going to teach you all of that, and it's just a 2-hour Zoom, and you'll get to actually ask these comedians, these professional comedians, questions. Yeah, Jenny goes, the prize wheel is back. Yeah. Hoping so. But yeah, so I will be posting the links in there as well. So
that's great.
You
can actually learn a lot. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking.
Oh, yeah. No, you can actually sign up for that. And I want to give you guys a 50% off code to use. So use the code HTMAK50. And that will give you that for half off right there.
Cool. So you got a 50%. 50% off code. That's awesome. For you folks to be able to HTMK humor, the master key 50. Talking about codes like that, I don't know if any are here. If they are, we'll have to change it after I give away this little tip. A lot of the times when people are doing a bonus or a deal or online, you will see, for example, they'll have HTMK 50, which stands for 50% off. Now, there may be a HTMK 60 or 70. I have multiple times when I've tried a code and like, here's your coupon code, and it's say HTMK10 for 10% off. I'm like, let me try that for HTMK20, HTMK. And I tried all different numbers, and I've got an additional 20% off, 30% off, because they've made the code at some point, and all they've done is change the number for the percentage amount, which makes sense back office, so you know what's happening. Yet for those of us that are a little bit tricky and go, I wonder if I change the numbers, if I'll get a higher percentage of. And I'd say about 20 to 30% of the time it's worked for me. I've just tried going up by 10. And I find whichever is the highest one that works, and then I use that one and get myself a bigger discount.
Exactly. Actually, I got 70% off on a company with that one time using that.
Yep. That's a little tricky folks can do.
But just so you know, HTMK50, that's it. I don't got any others. You could try all the codes you want.
That is the
But 50% off. It's only $23 to come see these comedians live, see us live. We're going to give a sales training. It will be a great show. I went ahead and posted that link for Jace in Jace's group there, How to Sell from Stage. Jace gets credit for your ticket there. So make sure you purchase through there and use that code for 50% off. And if any of you guys would like to have a deeper chat with any of us about working closer with Jace, I can put our calendar in there as well. We would love to have a chat with you and help you with your business. So I'll find that in a moment. But in the meantime, you ready to spin that wheel?
Yeah. Well, just before we go to the price wheel, the benefit of working with someone like Jace is exactly what we're talking about. For the most part, nobody realized that they had childhood trauma associated with the word yes or no that's affecting them right now whenever they do a sales pitch. It's through that personal development and training, along with precise steps you can follow, that helps you let go of the past and makes you more outstanding, able to help more people with the knowledge of how to take those action steps so you make a true influence and support for those around you with your life. So that's why we highly recommend doing some form of coaching like that. And it's not just learning the skills to be a speaker, it's learning the emotional elements within yourself that are currently stopping you from being as effective as you can be. You don't know what you don't know until someone points out that you don't know it.
Also, at our event, Humor, the Master Key, now it's going to be interactive. It's not a webinar where you can't see anybody else. This is a Zoom where you can actually unmute yourself and ask questions. You'll be able to, there'll be an opportunity for you to ask questions to the comedians and talk directly to them and ask them whatever you want. So this is really going to be informative. Both Carrie Louise and Tom Cotter are both fantastic in business. They both have really great business minds and understand how to use humor in business at the right time. Craig is really good at teaching you how to be funny without being funny, which is like kind of a skill in itself, because you don't want to be like the clown, but you want to add humor into your business at the appropriate times. Can be very, very effective. So grab that ticket for March 20th. It's a Wednesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We want to make sure you guys are going to just have a blast. It's going to be really, really cool. So get signed up now. Awesome. Reach out to me, DM me, and I can get you a link for a calendar if you are wanting to get on our calendar. I'm happy to do that. I cannot pull the link up right now. It is giving me issues. So shall we go ahead and spin that wheel and I'll explain what it is. Sure. So basically what it is we unbox products for Amazon Live. Let me grab the link here on our Amazon. If you guys want to shop through our Amazon links, you can shop through our link. It costs you nothing, but we earn money every time you guys shop through this link. So whether you purchase the products that are on there or whether you search in the top Amazon search bar and find something else cool. So here is our Amazon. Just saw Craig with Carrot Top at the Super Bowl. Nice. Yeah, him and Carrot Top, he was hilarious. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, Craig is awesome. That's so cool that you saw him. I love that. Yeah, he was actually, I knew that he was over there. He teamed up with Carrot Top and they went and interviewed a bunch of the football players during Super Bowl yesterday. Go Chiefs, by the way. I was super happy they won. Miss seeing you guys on Amazon, usually at work when you're on. Glad I got to see you here, though. Awesome, Jess. Well, thanks. We have 2 lives on Amazon, one on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. and then one on Thursday evenings at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you are working during the 10 a.m., catch us on Thursdays at 4 or 7. We usually interview an author on that day. So you can feel free to shop through our live link there and see us live. If you see our lives there, click get notified so that you get messaged and notified through the Amazon app when we're live, and that'll say give you guys a little reminder. So you guys can shop through there. But we unbox products, and we have a ton of products, and especially with bedding, we don't feel right about selling any of the products, and we don't feel right about selling any of the products because they were given to us. We want to give them to somebody else. Like if we don't want to keep them, we want to share that love. We believe in karma, so we want to give it away. And especially when it comes to bedding, we often give it to shelters if we can give it to shelters and things like that. But I had this kind of cool Christmas quilt, and I posted it on our other Facebook group. Hey, who wants this? And I put all of the people that said, I want it, onto a prize wheel. And that is the wheel of names that we are spinning right now. So I will share my screen. Here is the wheel of names. And I don't even know, I didn't customize this or anything. I'll go full screen though. All right, we ready for a spin? I don't even know what it's going to do. You ready? Jamie?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Margaret Live, you are the winner. You won, and we are going to post more. So congratulations, Margaret. We are excited for you. And yeah, I will be reaching out. What do you mean by unboxed products? That is a great question.
Yeah. So Damien, basically, Amy and I, one of our means of streams of income, we're online influencers. And that's something also you're going to learn a bit about with the Humorpreneur event that's coming up, is how you can actually get paid for your content and get sponsorships and all the rest. So Amazon is one of the companies that actually sponsors us, and we do an Amazon live show on Amazon.
Amazon sellers sponsor us, but Amazon pays us too. So I guess kind of Amazon is.
Yeah. So those Amazon sellers will send us their product for us to compare and share out to the public of what that product's like and what it is. Now, some of those products, when we have them, we then go, well, this is a really great product, yet we don't have the avenue. A lot of the stuff is donated to, there's a couple of charities that we work with here in Las Vegas. There's the homeless female veterans, and there's also children's, couple of children's courses, as well as people getting back on their feet. Yet sometimes it's like, well, hey, here's a coffee percolator for a homeless person. It doesn't quite work. So we have these products, and instead of them just selling them off in different ways, we think some of you folks may like to have one of these products. So basically it's like the floor model. You know, when you buy something from a store and they say this is the floor model, it's discounted. Well, our floor model has only been opened by Amy or opened by me. We take a video of what the product is so people know what it is for their online marketing, and then we put it back in the box. Sometimes if it's vacuum sealed, say, for example, like this Christmas bedding display, it won't go back in the box. We don't have the vacuum sealer. So sometimes those products like that, we want to kind of give them away. So each week we're thinking of giving away something, and you get different entries by responding to the posts Amy puts out. And you'll have a chance to drop your name in. We put it on the wheel of names, we spin it, and then we'll ship it out to you. So no cost to you. And sometimes we actually get 2 or 3 of the products. So we will open one and we'll be able to give you a product that's completely unopened. But just be aware that sometimes it's an open box, sometimes it's not.
Real quick, I gave you guys the wrong code. I'm so sorry. It's 50 HTMK instead of HTMK 50. It's 50. The 50 is first. 50 HTMK. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I am so sorry. So like Jamie was saying, we have products like, for instance, this is from Fine Dine. They shipped me this. I unboxed it. I filmed the unboxing and I drink out of it every day and I love it. And I still promote it on my socials. This t-shirt, this shirt is also a company called Amaretto, also sponsored. I got sponsored by Versace. I've got Versace sunglasses. I got sponsored by Oakley sunglasses. I've been sponsored by big brands. Oofy just sponsored us. Oofy is a home security brand, and they just sent us about $6,000 worth of home security that we're going to be putting and filming and putting up. So when we started this, like people think that you have to be like this big name or this big, Jamie and I are not big influencers. We're going to teach you guys how to use influence and how to get paid as well. So part of this event that we're doing is about using your brand, monetizing your social medias, learning really how to monetize your social medias, no matter what size your social media is. And I think it eludes a lot of people. And then a key to that is adding a little bit of humor in there. So yeah, it'll be really fun. We're going to teach all of that on March 20th.
And this is a great thing for all speakers because you need a social media presence. So how can you grow your social media presence while at the same time being paid to grow your social media presence? So therefore your marketing budget is 0 because you're actually making money to compensate through the same process. There's many different ways you can do it. And there's many little tricks and tips that help you rise up as an influencer that work the same way for creating notoriety or understanding in the marketplace of who you are. So
around your brand.
Yeah. So it's not just about being an influencer. It's about growing the potential client's awareness that you exist. That's exactly the same for being a speaker, being an influencer, being a social media poster. It's all the same.
Yeah, so we're super excited for you to join us on that event because I think social media is one of the things that kind of eludes a lot of business people. Like they feel like they're grinding and they're super frustrated because they keep putting content out there, but they feel like they can't quite it's not converting, or it's not landing the way they think it should land, or it's not getting the eyeballs that they think that they're getting. But it's like, you have to start thinking about it a little differently. Like when I first got onto TikTok, I would get, you get an average of 250 views, because what TikTok does is they put your content out to 250 people and see how it goes. And if it goes well, then they go to the next tier and then they put it out to 3,000 people. Then if that goes well, then they put it to next tier and then they put it out to 10,000 people. So it keeps going. But at the end of the day, if only 250 eyeballs got on my content, that's pretty cool. That's 250 eyeballs that weren't on my content previously, right? So I started thinking about it differently, and it built my TikTok up really fast. So I have like 31 or 32K on TikTok. But when I started on Instagram, I barely had 10,000, and I was still able to get these bigger sponsorships. And so what kind of deals and collaborations can you make with your business, right? And we would love to help you with that. So we'll see you guys on March 20th for that. Very exciting. So awesome. Well, congratulations, Margaret. I'll be reaching out to you privately, and we'll be shipping out that quilt to you. If you guys want to see what she won, the links are in the chat. Make sure you grab that link, and the code for 50% off is 50HTMK. I did it. backwards because I know so many people try that, like the initials of the product and the 50, because I would try that too. So I put it backwards thinking that, yeah. Yay, Margaret! Yay! She saw it. Good. I'm glad you're
Yay!
I wasn't
Awesome.
sure you were on. So very good. I'm super glad you're here. Very cool. Cool. All right. Well, DM me and Jamie, what should they remember?
Well, hopefully they remember the beginning of the show where we talked about yes and no. Hopefully you're encouraged to run around now and try saying yes to everything. Yes and yes, yes, yes. Remember, the word and is the caveat that protects you. So say yes to absolutely everything, and see how you change the changes that come into your life. And the other thing to remember is that everybody's struggling. It's a tough world out there. They're either going into, coming out of, or right in the middle of some form of struggle. There's something you can do that can cheer them up and make their day better and make the world better. It's quite simple. Just share a smile. So smile at a stranger, and if you're adventurous, give them a little wink.
And we're out.
1, 2, 3, yeah. 4. Money there, no fuss, just flow. Aim at Jamie's on his run the show. No pressure, just profits. Young ninja touch, we get rid of it. Gain confidence for your benefits. Creativity is key, let's work to it.